What's good? There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV signing in once again. Alone in my life. Yo, this set, or should I say this set of songs, this record goes out to Mr. Thorndyke, who's recommended I check this out. I mean, don't get me wrong, people. I'm left in the 90s, me. So as far as like pronouns are considered and all that, maybe I shouldn't jump into calling people Mr. and Mrs. and all that in this day and age. But that being said, big respect. I would love to use the first name, but I don't know how to pronounce it, and I hate to do people a disservice and mispronounce their first name. But this person has been very good to me, engaging and communicating and conversing over a lot of great music with me. Some music being greater than others, goes without saying, but always has something to say about some of the, cooler acts we've checked out. So far, this has been a good mission. Fugazi, tomato, I don't know. Somebody is going to have to correct me. Now, I had something to say, but I've forgotten what. Yeah, I was going to engage Thorndyke, right? I'm just going to call you Mr. Thorndyke. I don't care if I'm being disrespectful at this point. Mr. Thorndyke, you see, bro, I just got lost in cyberspace. I just switched the internet on, so I'm all confused. I'm getting old, people, alright? It was my birthday the other day. I'm getting old. Are you a fan of Hatebreed? I just had Hatebreed's record on. I was at the gym. I had the old school stuff on. I had Under the Knife on by Hatebreed. Man, the production is terrible as far as what they became and as far as what metalheads generally approach as far as metal. But, wow, what a fantastic sound as far as, like, beat down hardcore is, just what a fantastic sound. Really good. That being said, let's keep on moving. I just bring that up to think I could engage over a little bit of Hatebreed. I'd love to do some Hatebreed on this channel. I did Satisfaction is the Death Desire, but I've heard all the Hatebreed stuff. I hadn't really heard the past few records. Don't think I'll bother unless somebody does recommend it, but it'd be too many records I've heard before. It's not like big heavy hitters like Metallica and all that, where I've not listened to them in decades. That being said, we've got the longest track here. I got my hinge going mad. I'm happy, people. Suggestion, longest track on the record. That was my introduction. Let's go. Where we at? A little bit upbeat. A little bit like a reggae number in a way, eh? Track number 6 of 13. Get back.
Why can't I walk down a street? Free suggestion. Is my body my only trait? In the eyes of men.
So let me just say, I like the song. I like the sound of the song. I like the dynamics. But I got something to say. I'm just reading the comments to make sure I don't come across too ignorant of what the actual concept is, because of course we're not even halfway through the song. But I assume it's in regards to men making crass comments to women in public and stuff. If they look half decent in the eyes of, well, even if they don't, people are horrible. and they say bad things, don't they? I think that's what it is. Now, oh, it's an anti-R song. Let's see if it... Yeah. So somebody... Yeah. So the first comment... Because somebody says it's disappointing to see all these ignorant sexist comments on an anti-R song. Do we see the irony here? And yeah, of course, yeah, I do see the irony. And somebody's responded saying it annoys me this song wasn't written or sung by women. But then goes on to like say, where's all the songs about men? Which, you know, there's... Go and write one yourself, in my honest opinion. That's punk rock, innit, DIY. But I say that to say this. It's tough to hear... Like, if a woman had written this, I feel it. But how can a man see through and write from the perspective as a woman in such a deep space, from such a deep perspective and concept? I just don't think a man can write that song. I think a man can sing that song if a woman has written it, but if you can't experience that to that extent, it's just like, oh yeah, well, a man could experience something alike. Well, not necessarily, because we both have different brains. We both have different mechanisms that exist within us, you know. I don't want to get all political here, but this is my reaction, innit? This is my reaction. And I haven't even heard the song. I might be I might be riffing on about nothing. But somebody said it was in regards to body language. Oh, it was in regards to like romance and attraction and so forth. And that you don't want to be threatening to a woman purely as why that won't do you much good, will it? I mean, you know, a bit of tension and a little bit of danger perhaps can be quite seductive in its own means, but you don't want to come across as threatening to a woman. She's going to have barriers up, right? And it said, imagine you were 5'3", let's say, and it was completely flipped upside down. Women were twice the size of you. 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot onwards and upwards, even like 5'6" up. Let's just say that, right? And you're 5'3", but you're attracted and want to procreate, or potentially biologically want to procreate. You know, have a purpose and need to procreate, whether you want to admit it or not. With these supersized humans. We're different. That's incredibly threatening, right? We have different survival mechanisms because we're two different beings, is what I'm trying to say there. I'm just fucking going off on one. Fugazi Legends, 13 songs is a masterpiece and this is its crown. Any man who doesn't see the message in this song is, as Cobain says, he's the one who likes all our pretty songs, like to sing along, but he knows what it is. Yeah, cool, whatever. Let's go. I just talked shit for half an hour. Sorry about that, people. Long story short, I don't think a man should be singing from the perspective of a woman from that particular viewpoint. I mean, maybe if it was like a little bit more of a fantasy-based thing, but something as deep as that. If you never know what it feels like, you can't do it. You can't do it. While we're on the topic punk rock and hardcore adjacent music, I'd recommend the band. I don't think they're together no more, but my mate just sent me over a tune by them. I'm more than familiar. I initially put the guy on. Don't want to gatekeep rock like that. Lumpy and the Dumpers, man. Up the egg punks, innit? Lumpy and the Dumpers. And as I said, that's a good tune. You got to check out a band called SHIT. Alright, that's some good hardcore punk, man. Nice.
Watching me suffer. Suffer your words, suffer your eyes, suffer your hands. Suffer your interpretation of what it is. Of what it is.
The backing vocal dude, he reminds me a little bit, nothing direct, but indirectly reminds me of the backing vocalist or side vocalist of System of a Down. Do you know the guy? I think he plays the guitar as well as does the vocals. I mean, when he does, on that particular bit, when he intensifies it a bit, not as much so. This band's got a fantastic way with dynamics, don't you think? Great way with dynamics. Lego. These guys are jamming on this one. How long did this band go on for? The guy says we sit back like a tortoise. The way that was put forward was quite comical in a way. But you know what? What I said earlier, I went on a bit of a rant and a rave. But now he is speaking some sense, some logic. Now he is speaking in regards to the man who stands by and allows it to happen. It's a tough one, isn't it? This is punk rock. Punk rock.
She does nothing to conceal it. He touches her cause he wants to feel it. We blame her for being there. We are all here. We are all guilty.
It's mad. Because I don't know why we've just frozen there. Right. It's just killed itself off at the highlight of the thing. I'm not. Fuck's sake. Does it end there? How long is this? Right, I don't know if that was the end of the song or not, to be honest with you. But just to finish off, this was a good song. This was a good piece of art. This was definitely punk rock because it gave you plenty of space to form an opinion. It gave you plenty of room for thought. And you can say there's no space for, controversy in this one because it's like, if you're against the message, then you're wrong. Basically, why would you be against the message? But the message, it's good because it sort of pokes at. I don't want to say the nature of a man because I agree with this song. I think that men who sort of are a bit crass to women for the sake of it, I think they have their own personal issues they need to look into because there's a reason why they're acting out that way, and it shouldn't be normalised. But politically speaking, over here in England, it's the working class who get victimised with this brush. So, construction workers and people in that particular field and so forth always get a bad rep for what we call wolf whistling and shouting sort of like just crass offensive stuff to women as they pass on by. But it happened. Well, there is no buts. It does happen. But I want to say, it happens a lot as well in the middle class. And I know if you're American, you might think, well, the middle class is like this, that, and the third. But over here, we got working class, middle class, upper class, right? The middle class do it just as much. I find it weird, men who... I guess it's a culture thing and it's an upbringing thing. If you are around it and you see it, then it sort of takes away the weight of what you're actually doing. I don't know any man who's been able to attract women by sort of making comments to women in the street and so forth. And that's the perspective I sort of perceive this in. I don't know if this is like regarding people just being nasty for the sake of it. But I think there is an underlying want under there, or a disdain of what they can't have, or I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, people. I'm not going to talk about it any further, but I just say that to say this. I'm around a lot of middle class people at this point in my life. I come from the working class, and the working class get tarnished with that sort of image a lot, but people who've got money and should have better values and should have been taught better do it just as much, and it's a bit crap, to be honest with you. We got Glue Man coming up next, alright? That was a good song. There's plenty of food for thought. That's beautiful art. That is beautiful art. Glue Man.